One of my favorite aspects of Inazuma 11 is the competition route. These are the optional paths that present to you a variety of custom-made teams, whether it's a team consisting of Raimon fused with Royal Academy, or if it's a team consisting of exclusively Earth players, or if it's just Chaos for the 50th time. Competition routes always have something exciting and new to offer to kind of keep the Inazuma 11 playthrough going. And today I want to present to you guys something. This is my dream Inazuma 11 competition route. I have made 6 different teams consisting of players from all across Inazuma 11, each to fit a certain theme, and then I've come up with a team name, there's a coach. I've done this all using the Inazuma 11 Team Builder website, which is an absolutely brilliant website. 100% recommend you should go check it out if you want to make a cool Inazuma 11 team. And without further ado, I present to you guys my dream Inazuma 11 competition route. So, if you were to go to my competition route, the first team you would take on is Zinc Yellow. I absolutely just randomized the name of a shade of color, and we got Zinc Yellow, so this is what we're rolling with. All the players here are yellow, or at least look yellow-ish. It's hard to find players who are strictly 100% yellow, so we've gone a bit vague and broad with this, but this is the team. In goal, Yellow. In defense, Joan of Arc, Whitaker, Bomber, and Thor. In midfield, Jove, Rally, and Aphrodite. And up front, Kendrick, Circulus, Sagi. And on the bench, Jank, Moon, Dwind, Bearings, and Flappable. Now the idea with this competition route is that the teams would get stronger as it goes along, so this is kind of the weakest team. It's the first team, really strong striker, pretty strong defense with a pretty weak goalkeeper, some excitement across the pitch with players like Aphrodite in that. Overall, it's just a, colours team, because your competition route's got to have that kind of theming going on. It's just loose theming of, yellow, and I like it. I think it works. It's fun. The next team is a super straightforward one. This is Fusion Dance, and it's a team full of fusions, basically Mixie Maxes. As you can see here, in goal we've got Chronostorm JP with Liu Bei. In defense, Atrial, Gabarado, Goldie from Chronostorm, Saw from Chronostorm. In field, Markiran, I think, Victarion, Julep, and then up front, Shaxel, Teslong, and Bivek. And there isn't a bench of this one, because there just isn't that many fusion players who I thought would add to this team, really. I guess you could throw some more Chronostorm, but I also didn't want to reuse the same characters over and over, and you'll see there are a bunch of Chronostorm players in future teams. But this is Fusion Dance. As you can see, it's coached by Wonderbot. The main idea for this team was, all those cool fusion players are cool, like, the separate Mixie Max ones Galaxy added, where it's two players from Raimon just fused together to make something cool. That's cool. We should put them in a team. So here's the team. Obviously, this would be quite a tricky team, because all these players would be quite powerful, as they are literally fusions of some of the strongest players. But I think it'll be a really fun one to take on. Who wouldn't want to take on Victarion, Markiran, and Julep all in the same midfield? Number 3 is a classic competition route staple. It's the main characters all together. This is Inazuma Prime, and it's basically meant to be a bunch of the strongest good guy Inazuma 11 characters. So we've got Mark in goal, but particularly Adult Mark, Adult Jack, Chronostorm Gabby, Adult Nathan, and Trevor in defense. My man Trevor, the first Ares character so far, I think. I mean, it's Trevor. I wish there was a stronger version of him, but I wanted to have some Ares representation here. In midfield, Chronostorm Arian, Adult Jude, Chronostorm Ricardo, Adult Sean Frost, and then up front, Sonny Wright, and Adult Axel. And then on the bench, Chronostorm JP, Archer Hawkins, Roma, but Chronostorm, Valentine, and Chronostorm Faye. I think this is a super strong team. This would obviously be the hardest one so far. It is the stereotypical good guy team, and you'll see after this it's the stereotypical bad guy team. But I want to just have something that was kind of a bit of a staple of these competition routes, whilst also being a bit of a fun spin of, let's just make them as OP as humanly possible. Adult Mark would have like God Catch times a billion, Omega the Hand +7, like shit like that. Speaking of an evil version of that team, this is Dark Matter, named obviously after the cool move. In goal, we have Quentin Cinderquarquaqua. In defense, we have Minion and Hades and Ogar. finding evil, good, prominent evil defenders is so difficult. Hence why Hades is here, just because I think he's badass, and obviously Hades is the god of death and whatever. And then Ogar, because I guess he fits the mold. I guess. Falco, particularly though, dark, edgy Falco. And Bellatrix, adult Caleb Stonewall, he fits. And Ozrock in midfield. A few too many forwards in that midfield, but we vibe. And Bash Lancer, and Elliot Ember, and then Chronostorm Zanark up front. Again, kind of trying to have the strongest version of these characters with Chronostorm Zanark and adult Caleb. Not necessarily the most evil version of characters. I know those are like good versions. Ignore that. It's theming more than anything. On the bench, we have Lucifer, Bud. Again, finding evil defenders is really, really difficult. Akuto, Beta, and Simeon. You could maybe put Beta on there instead of Bellatrix, but I wanted to have at least 2 actual genuine midfielders. Obviously, Ray Dark's the coach. I like this team. I think it's fun, it's evil. It's very loosely evil. But I didn't want to do a strictly villain team. I wanted to do a team that kind of represented the name Dark Matter more than anything else. And to me, this team kind of accomplishes that. Number 5 is the vaguest concept so far. Lightning Bolt. That doesn't... Does it mean anything? Who knows? This is Judgment Bolt. Is there a concept here? It's players who remind me of the name Judgment Bolt / players I haven't used yet. So Terry in goal with Thor, Ator in defense, Rondula, Hyde, Aphrodite, and Ruga in midfield, Heath, Zine, Bylong, and Xavier up front. This is a team. On the bench, we have Saturn, Dionysus, Master, Saw, and Paolo Bianchi. It's a bit of a random assortment of players, but with this, I wanted to go loose and just go players who seem like the name Judgment Bolt. Because I think the name Judgment Bolt, I pulled it from a song I really like by Death's Dynamic Shroud, I think it is. And I wanted just to go, what players remind me of this? And this is what we ended up with. Does it fit? Let me know down below. Judgment Bolt. This would be a sick-ass team to play against, though. Hyde and the Kata and like Heath and all that on one team. This would be sick. And then finally, we just go with the team, which is all of my favorite characters we haven't used yet. Are you excited to see who's on here? I think some might take you by surprise, because I'm the only person in the world who will ever admit to really liking Sebastian Forthright. This team is Total Extreme Maximus, which I guess is what I've decided TXM stands for. Liu Bei in goal with Khalil, Akka, Franklin, and Adult Archer Hawkins in defense. Professor Layton, Cronus, and Sebastian Forthright in midfield. And Perseus, Victor Okita, and Gandarus up front. And then on the bench, we've got Nox, because of course we do. Travis, Steve, Nelly, and Eddie. Bro, you're so cool, and yet your name is Eddie. Why? Obviously Nelly's on the bench, and Steve, obviously. I'm curious what you guys think of this team, because I always roast your teams. Please roast it. This would be an actual team I would use in Victory Road of Heroes. So please roast it. Tell me I'm normie. Tell me I suck or whatever. Please, go for it. But yeah, this would be my competition route. All 6 of these teams. I think they're cool. I think they're pretty unique, generally. And I think it would make for a really exciting, hard competition route. If someone wants to somehow mod these into a game, I think I would cry. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.